iHasCupquake, welcome to another episode of Quake and Bake. Today I'm going to be making Super Mario Fire Flower cookies. I'm really excited for this because the flowers are my favorite character in Mario, so let's go ahead and get started. I already have my dough all mixed and ready to go. The next step I'm going to do is dye the dough. I'm going to need to dye it 3 different colors, which is yellow, red, and green. First I'm going to dye a small portion red. I'm going to use this red gel dye. So just grab some and we're going to put it in the center. Then I'm going to just knead it in and see how the color looks. Now that I have my red, I'm going to dye my yellow and my green by mixing yellow and blue. Also be sure to save a little bit of the normal dough color. Now that you have all 4 colors of your dough, we're now ready to start rolling it out. Make sure you have plenty of flour on your board and your rolling pin before you start to roll. The first thing we're going to do is grab your normal color dough and we're going to just roll it out like so. We want it to be really smooth, and this is going to act as the center of the flower, the face of the flower. So let's just roll it out like so. Something like this is good. Now we're gonna set this aside. So we are going to roll out this yellow, probably about 1/4 of an inch thickness. We want it to be pretty thick and we want it to be the same thickness all throughout. So once you have it rolled out, we're then going to grab a knife and cut off the pointy edges, like this. And we're then going to wrap it around the normal dough, kind of like a burrito. Once we have it wrapped all the way around, you want to kind of push these edges together so that it doesn't fall apart. And we are going to set this aside. I want the red to be thicker than the yellow, so I'm going to try to roll this out to about 1/2 inch. And I want to keep this as square as I possibly can. So let's roll this out. That seems like a pretty good thickness. I'm going to cut off these edges again to make it square. And we're going to place the yellow on top and roll it out, roll it over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these edges together to kind of fatten everything up, and then I'm going to roll it. Now I'm going to get some cellophane wrap and I'm going to wrap this as tightly as I can in it. And then we are going to put this in the fridge to chill for at least 2 hours. Now that your dough is nice and chilled, all we're going to do is roll it out a little bit more to give it the circular shape and to make sure that everything is sticking together nicely. We're then going to grab our knife and have our cookie sheet ready, and we're going to slice the dough about 1/4 of an inch thick and place them on the cookie sheet. Now that you're done cutting out all of these circle portions, we're now going to work on these stems. So we're going to get our green dough and go ahead and unwrap it. Again, cover your rolling surface with some flour along with your rolling pin. And we are going to roll out the green dough 1/4 of an inch thickness, the same thickness as the circles. So let's go ahead and start to roll this out. And I don't have a cookie cutter that is just a straight stem-like structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out this dough like so, and I'm just going to cut with a knife. We're going to cut our own stems. So this is pretty good thickness, and I'm going to cut off this edge right here. We can probably I want the stems to be about this high, so we can cut some stems out of this, and all you do is just cut straight little lines. So there's one stem. Once you're done cutting your stems, all you need to do is just dust the flour off of them, and we're just going to place them right underneath and try to merge it in with the other dough so that when it bakes it actually sticks. Once we're done with our stems, we do need to cut some leaves. So I have a diamond shaped cookie cutter and I'm just going to cut out some leaves out of this. Once you've assembled all of your cookies, they should look something like this. They are now ready to be baked, so I'm going to bake them for 5 to 7 minutes. So the first batch was a little bit too big. They expanded too much, but the cookies still came out pretty well overall. I was able to do a smaller second batch, which I think are super awesome. So now we can move on to the last and final step, which is the eyes for the flowers. I'm going to be using black and white cookie icing for this. So we're going to start off with a tiny line here, and another tiny line right alongside. Then we're going to get our white icing and do 2 tiny dots on the top portion. So a dot here and a dot here. Once you're done dotting the eyes, you now have your very own Super Mario Fire Flower cookies. I think these are my favorite creation thus far. They are so simple, so easy, and so adorably cute. If you guys try this out yourself, tweet me a picture at iHasCupquake. I hope you guys enjoy this. Be sure to leave a comment below on what you'd like me to make for next week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Cupquake, and I will see you all later. Bye.